This university pays you to learn. This university guarantees you a job. This university makes you a leader. The Australian Defence Force Academy. Call 13 1901.
Morning guys! Today we're going to be teaching you how to conduct an oil change, how to change your tyre and how to jumpstart a car. Proudly brought to you by SACC, Canberra's most inclusive car club. First up today we've got an oil change. The importance of an oil change is to keep the car running well. I'll do one in between services, or you can do one every 5,000 kilometres. What's involved is we'll jump the oil, we'll fill it up, and we'll also change the filter at the same time. First step is jack up the car. First up, you want to make sure your handbrake's engaged and you want to chock your rear wheels so the car doesn't move when you're underneath it. We're going to locate our front jacking point. This can be found in your service manual or on the internet. For me, it's just here on the lower subframe. Now that we've got the car jacked up, we're going to put the stands under the car. We usually put these on the sides under the pinch welds. Because this car's lowered, we're going to put it under the subframe.
Oh, is it lowered, Conan? Oh yeah, baby.
Yep. Now before you get under a car, you want to make sure it's supported by stands. We're going to be putting these ones here on the frame of the car, and this provides good support. We're happy with our jack stand placement. We're going to gently lower the car onto them. The next step is to drain the oil. For this, we're going to need an oil drain pan, such as this, and then we just undo the bolt on the bottom of the sump. We're going to place the drain pan in position so the oil coming out will flow into this funnel. It's also useful to keep your car slightly warm before doing this. The oil will drain out a lot easier. Now that we've cracked the nut, we can undo it by hand. This is where it gets messy. You want to make sure your hands correctly aligned and try not to get oil on yourself. It might be hot. Now that the drain bolt's fully out, you can start to see oil leaking out. I'm going to move this and try and minimise the splashback. This can be quite a messy process. So now that we've done that, I'm going to hang on to this crush washer. Usually you replace these, but because I'm doing this in between services, I'm going to reuse it. We're going to let this drain for a few minutes, and then we're going to change the filter over. The next step is we're going to move on to removing the filter. We'll start by popping the bonnet and locate your oil filter. For most cars, this will be on the bottom, somewhere near the headers. Luckily for us, it's right here on the top. Next, we're going to remove the filter. This can be made a lot easier if you have a filter remover tool, such as this. I'm going to wrap it around the oil filter and turn it to back it off. These shouldn't be on too tight. We're also going to remove the oil cap to assist in the drainage of the oil in the sump. That's our oil filter. This one doesn't look too bad because the car has just been recently serviced. We're going to change the filter out with an OEM Ryco filter. This will set you back around $15. However, you can go cheaper for anything around $6 to $7. One important step when installing your oil filter is to ensure you put a bit of your new oil around the rubber O-ring.
Give your meat a good old rub. That's it. Nice and hot. Hot and spicy meat. Yeah, boy.
Around the rubber O-ring. This will allow for a good seal. We're then going to locate the filter onto the thread and gently screw it down. These can generally be done hand tight, however we'll have a go at it with a tool just to make sure it's on nice and... Now if your car's equipped with a magnetic drain plug, you might want to clean it off. That'll have little chips of metal, may have come from your engine. I'm pretty happy with the crush washer as it's only been replaced recently, so I'm going to reuse it. Now that the oil's reduced to only a drip, we can reinsert our drain plug and then top up the oil. Now that we've finished tightening our drain plug, I've wiped some down so we can check if there's any leaks. Next we're going to fill up the oil. I've got the funnel here and I've also got the oil. This stuff is full synthetic. There's different types of oil such as mineral oil and semi-synthetic. Full synthetic's the best, but your car may not need it. We've also got 5W30. Which is 5W30. I've got some 5W40 here. This is full synthetic. There's different types of oil. This is the best, although your car may not need it. This car is recommended 0W20, but you may have to change weights of oil as your car gets older. I've also checked my manual, and this car requires 4.8 litres of oil. I've got 5 litres here, and we're just going to start filling it up. Yum. Oh shit.
Yeah, Mr. Drifter, he spilled it.
When pouring oil, it's often easier to turn the bottle on its side. Over and check the oil level. We can do this by locating the dipstick, which is over here. I'm going to simply pull that out. We have 2 dots here. These indicate the full mark and the empty mark. This is useful when topping up your oil if it may need some more. The oil hasn't yet reached the dipstick, so we're going to keep going. Hey Vardy, can you get me the Allen key?
There's always a KFC.
Now that the oil's at the right level, we want to remove the funnel, replace your cap. Then we're going to lower it off the jacks and you're good to go.
So there's many reasons why you might need to change a tyre. It might be natural wear and tear, or you've hit something and it's popped.
Vinh vào, Kang Bao, Hi Ha, Kawasaki, Suzuki.
So we're going to teach you how to do that today really quickly.
Firstly, you have to locate your tyre and jack, usually in your boot. If the car's equipped with lock nuts, you may have to grab the key out of the boot or in the glove box. So while the car's on the ground, we want to make sure we crack each of the nuts before we lift it. Once you've cracked all the nuts, you've got to find the jacking point to jack up the car. You can find this point by looking in your car's manual. Making sure your handbrake's engaged, start jacking the car up off the ground until your wheels are lifted off the ground. Now finish loosening off all the locking lugs. And then remove the wheel. Ensuring that the holes are lined up, reinstall your nuts. Ensure when tightening the nuts that you do it in a star pattern. We'll re-tighten these once the car is on the ground. Now we can lower the car back onto the ground. Once the wheel's on the ground, make sure you tighten them again in a star pattern like this. Now you've successfully changed your tyre. If you only have a space saver, make sure you get your original tyre repaired as soon as possible and put it back on the car.
G'day, so I'm going to run you through how to jumpstart your car. Now, there are some reasons why you need to jumpstart your car. The main reason being your battery's flat. There's several ways to start up a car. If you're a nerd like me, you've got one of these in the back. This is a jump starter, which is basically some jumper leads attached to a battery. Now I'll show you that. So first things first, you unlatch everything, and then you attach red to red, and then black to black. Then after that, you go inside of the car. Make sure it's on a stable surface, and then you start the car up. Make sure that once you start the car up, you disconnect it straight away. Good. If you don't have one of these, your best option is to phone a friend. For this jump start, you'll need these jumper leads, and these are generally found in the back of people's cars. So when attaching your jumper leads, I've got a couple pointers. So first things first, make sure these never touch throughout the entire process. And second, make sure you read your manual to make sure you know exactly where to connect them. So first things first, attach reds to reds. So red on the good car first, and then red on the bad car. Then black on the good car, and then finally black on the bad car. There we go. Make sure you've got a stable connection so that they don't come off in the entire process, and then you're good to go.
So generally you want to start up the charged car first. This will run the alternator and give the other car more juice.
Brad's car's been running for approximately 3 minutes, so now it's perfect time for me to turn on my car. Now if the car doesn't turn on, it's good to give the other car some revs to give more voltage throughout the entire system.